Okay, Madam Chair, we are recording.
Buenos dias, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Guam Land Use Commission. Today's Thursday, February 27, 2025. I have 1:30 p.m. on my watch. I'll call this meeting to order. In a roll call, Vice President Chair Minnie Jr.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Nan Flores. Thank you. Commissioner Ron Paglina. Not here. Let's see, Executive Secretary and Director Josie Walker.
Yeah.
Very much. Chief Planner Celine Cruz.
Chief Planner Swap Island, I believe unexpected.
Thank you very much. Let's see, members of the planning staff are here, as well as Attorney Miller.
Here.
Okay, thank you very much. On Anita Goodcase, we do have a quorum. And I just wanted to announce that today's meeting is being live streamed on YouTube at Guam Department of Land Management channel. The next order of business, the approval of the minutes. Before you is the Guam Land Use Commission regular meeting minutes Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. The members have been given a copy via email for their review. I will now entertain a motion for approval. Thank you very much, Commissioner Flores. That motion made. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice Chair Bloss. Is there any discussion on the meeting minutes? There being none, all in favor of approving the minutes of January 23rd, 2025, please signify by saying aye, raising your hand.
Aye.
Thank you very much. It is unanimous. The minutes are approved. Okay. There is no old or unfinished business. I shall proceed with item 4, new business. We have before us zone change. Item 8, application number 2024-39. The applicant, Tech Development LLC, represented by TG Engineers, PC, requests a zone change from H, Resort Hotel Zone, to M1, Light Industrial Zone, for a proposed photovoltaic facility on lot 10188 in the Municipality of Dededo. The case upon is Mr. Frank Tachino. So I welcome the applicant's representative. For the record, please state your name and you may proceed with the presentation.
Turning on. But I hope you can hear.
Just get closer to the mic.
Closer.
Yes.
Thank you. Hi, thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners, for allowing us to provide this presentation to you to rezone lot 10188 in the municipality of Dededo.
I'm sorry, for the record, just please state your name.
My name is Marvin Aguilar, Senior Planner with GE.
Thank you.
I'm trying to multitask. So we want to rezone our property from this particular property, which is adjacent to Eastern Road, 10188, from current H Resort Zone to M1. To my left here is Mr. Tim Doris. He is our energy SME. So if there are any questions regarding the solar power and the proposed facility, I will refer to him. So, purpose of this zone change, first and foremost, is we want to address a current zoning deficiency, if not a zoning anomaly. Our ulterior motive, of course, is to provide spatial support for additional space for a proposed PV facility. That facility is in direct response to Public Law 3546, wherein the government of Guam, our legislature, is anticipating a 100% reliance on alternative energy, and not necessarily PV solar energy, but alternative energy by the year 2045. So that's in about 20 years. This property consists of 121 plus square meters for approximately 30 acres. It is former military property. It was handed over to the Guam Central Lands Commission, and then it eventually went to the hands of the proprietors of the property, commercial property. It was rezoned to hotel through the Dos Montes land use master plan, and the extent of that master plan with respect to the hotel zone works its way from right behind the Jack in the Box restaurant all the way up to near the boundary of naval-based mall. So it's a pretty extensive hotel zone strip. However, there have been other activities and 90s activities that have popped up in the area that's kind of dictating, different uses, which compromises hotel use. And in this particular case, you have the expanded wastewater treatment plant for the northern district. The legal easement for this property is 10 Eastern Road. It's that one road that takes you down to the beach. And currently it's state. Just to give you a general idea, of where the property is located, that's the winding road that goes to the shoreline of San Eastern Beach. You have the current northern wastewater treatment plant, and then right across the street, you have the expand. So that came into operations about 2.5 years ago. It's fully operational right now. Right below that, you have the photovoltaic facility, which basically houses most of their industrial activities to do H2 worker housing. We've rented those blue structures. They rented a portion of that for certain educational groups. But right now they have a laying yard, and they're wrapping themselves around the northern wastewater treatment plant. This is the northern wastewater treatment plant, one we're familiar with. It's been expanded both north and south to accommodate current capacity. And this is the new facility. Our property is directly located directly behind this, to the north of this facility. The fence line you see is the northern portion of the perimeter fence. It's been manicured up to the boundary line on our property. It's the vacant lot. It's heavily vegetated. And we just superimposed some placeholders to give you an idea. This is an actual subdivided piece of property adjacent to lot 10189, and it follows the whole line towards Eastern Beach up to Mr. North. Yeah, I think south. I think south. And then the Dededo Municipal Planning Council approved by resolution back in July this request for some change. Back in July 2012. And we also want to note that this is just one parcel of land that we want to utilize. It's actually a unified land resource to support a single solar farm platform. So it's not just this property. This is just adding more area for PV, but most of the property to be used. Trying to go back this a little bit. We'll be surrounding the housing facility around the wastewater treatment plant, and then north and south up to the boundary. As we noted, we are requesting for zone change. These are our reasoning or justification. The fact that this property currently fringes on a heavy industrial activity or activities. And in this case, the Guam legislature had actually rezoned the expanded wastewater facility to public facility. But the use, physical use, could be considered N1 or N2. And therefore, the hotel resort purpose or hotel resort purpose is compromised. The H zone resort land use rules provides no option to allow for those use of PV solar farms. It's strict, it's restricted, highly restricted for that industry, and therefore we were forced to request for a change of zone. Again, we'll look at it. Thank you.
Very much, Mr. Aguilar. I'll turn it over to my colleagues to see if you have any questions. Mr. Aguilar?
On the slide, you said the hotel resort was compromised.
Well, only because of that wastewater treatment.
Oh, yeah, like, who would build a hotel
Build
next
a hotel
to the sewer plant?
or a hotel, resort related activity.
Okay.
But we always want to ensure that, for the sake of safety and, avoiding any sort of nuisance trespassing, what is considered with regard to cording off the property for this particular purpose with regard to security or, fencing and so forth. What is anticipated?
Well, there will be some fencing. We do have some security. It will become a like the wastewater treatment plant. It is going to be a utility facility in essence. So it needs to be protected. It's in an isolated area of Dededo, so a lot of things can happen. We are actually on the near the edge of what they call the masa for the next drop. So perhaps no fencing will be needed there unless somebody absolutely positively wants to try to get on the property. So we anticipate there's going to be some perimeter fencing, perimeter security fencing.
Now, how much more megawatt output with the solar?
60 megawatts.
60 megawatts. And is there a battery?
There's a battery facility,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be on this side. Everything's going to be on the what I call the main Vortex facility area.
That's where the batteries.
That's where the battery storage facility will be located. And then, if I'm not mistaken, a portion of their the housing facility, I could be wrong, will be used for operational purposes. So they're really close to each other, and you'll be able to facilitate, operational needs from this center area.
And one of your slides, you mentioned 4 other lots
Yes.
are going to be solar farms too.
What's part of the overall right now? We're anticipating some higher leadership response on how to proceed with rezoning these.
Oh, those lots, okay.
So they're basically, they fall under the basic law 1184, -2-3, and that would be split zone -6.
Mr. Aguilar, you mentioned that the housing area, some of those facilities have been used out to educational
In the
institutions
past, yeah.
in the past.
I understand they're not doing that.
Thank you so much. Commissioners, any other questions?
Just one,
Yes.
we before the commission was another solar farm. And they made it a point that they would minimize any damage or to the landscape, to the topography of that. Are you gonna grade it, make it flat, or?
Well, for the project benefit, most of the property is within town, relatively flat, including this one. There will be some work done to follow and adhere to Guam EPA surface water runoff requirements, maintaining water runoff on the property. So that's the type of work. It's going to be kind of limited to that, but for the most part, most of the property is.
Because at some point, you maybe want to remove all that stuff, right? Later,
Well,
after what, 25 years?
after 25 years, yeah, that's part of the year. So our purchase agreement. But you know, in retrospect of everything that's happening out there at this time, I mean, the wastewater treatment plant is not going away in 25 years. So that is the issue of you know, being a food benefit of hotel resort zone in this particular one. And ergo, we use the term compromise.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Aguilar. I now turn the floor over to staff for staff.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is the staff report for application number 2024-39 dated February 21st, 2025. Cortec Development LLC is requesting a zone change from H to M1 on lot 10188 in Dededo. The site is located on the northern side of Tengisan Road next to the Northern District Wastewater Treatment Plant. The lot area is 29.9 acres and is an undeveloped limestone forest with various ground cover vegetation and small to medium-sized trees as a dominant canopy vegetation. The master plan designation is H Resort Hotel. Under the community design plan, the lot was undesignated. Previous commission action included the adoption of the Dos Montes official zoning map designating the subject property H zone in February of 2009. The application was accepted on May 29, 2024, heard by the ARC on July 2nd, 2024, and a public hearing was held on February 5th, 2025. The applicant's request is for a zone change and submits the following compatibility statement and justification response. Compatibility to industrial use is evident as the subject lot fringes on both public facilities and heavy industrial zone properties that supports the adjacent expanded GWA Northern District wastewater treatment plant. Public Law 33-198 rezone lot 10190-R1 to public facility zone to support the secondary expanded treatment facility. The original treatment facility is located across the street from the subject lot, and because of these current land uses, the potential for the subject lot for hotel and resort purposes seems deflected. To date, a unified resort plan has yet to materialize, with the exception of one parcel that received approval for the scaled-down Vista Del Mar Resort. In contrast, tangible development shows a variety of industrial activities that dominate the landscape. Such is again evident by the treatment plant and its expanded treatment facility, the development of temporary workforce housing, and its accommodating amenities, quarrying facilities, a cement batching plant, and heavy equipment and materials stockyard. Industrial activities are expected to expand up to Route 3 as a response to the buildup of Camp Laws and other associated federal funded projects for the U.S. military. Guam Power Authority has directed its attention to alternative energy production to reduce such dependency and past projected savings to GPA customers and end users. This request is for a zone change is strictly intended to support the installation and use of photovoltaic panels, and the subject lot will provide land space to support a large solar panel facility. Such structures maintain low to no dependency on water and wastewater infrastructure. The act of changing the zones aligns also with the Guam Energy Office's mandate and mission to promote energy conservation and energy efficiency, promote deployment of renewable energy technologies, and provide energy saving solutions to reduce fossil fuel dependency, leading to a sustainable energy future for the island. The end state will allow the property owner to operate a solar farm that in turn will be a direct and indirect benefit for the people of Guam. Based on the evaluation of public necessity, convenience, and general welfare, the zone change request from H to M1 is justified. The shift aligns with Guam's energy mandates, enhances land use compatibility, and offers long-term benefits more aligned with the island's strategic needs. In our review and analysis of the form and context of this application, we find the above in the context of the application provides justification that public necessity, convenience, and general welfare support a positive action on the zone change request. Lastly, on to staff recommendation, the planning staff recommends approval subject to the following condition. That the applicant adheres to the permitting ARC members' conditions and requirements as stipulated on their official position statement. And this concludes the staff report.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sunny. To my colleagues, if you have any questions for staff?
I
Don't. Okay, so I'm all associated with this. I now open up the floor for public comment related to application 2024-39. Don't see any movement, so I'll go ahead and close this segment for public comment. So I turn it back over to my colleagues to see if any other comments regarding this particular application. Thank you very much. There being none, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion for action on application 2024-39.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve application number 2024-39, subject to the conditions stipulated in staff report dated February 21st, 2025.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Plaza. A motion for action has been made on the floor. Do I hear a second? Thank you very much, Commissioner Flores. Any further discussion on this motion? There being none, all in favor of approving application number 2024-39, please signify by saying aye and raising your right hand.
Aye.
Thank you very much. It is unanimous. The application 2024-39 is approved. Thank you very much, Mr. Aguilar, and best wishes, and we look forward to ultimately the fulfillment of the conditions that has directed by each of the agencies within the agency. Thank you very much. Okay, the next item on the agenda is item 5, administrative and miscellaneous matters. It is a conditional use renewal. Item B, application number 2020-51B, the applicant, Nan Inc, represented by WB Flores Associates, is requesting an annual renewal of a conditional use permit to allow for the continued operation of its temporary workforce housing facility to house up to 84 temporary workers on lot 1130-2-10 in the Municipality of Mongmong-Toto-Maite in an M1 light industrial zone. The case planner for this is Mr. Frank Titano. Welcome to the mic representatives, and for the record, please state your name and you may proceed with your presentation.
Buenas noches, Chair Enriquez and Commission members and staff. I'm Willie Flores with WB Flores Associates, and with me is Ms. Lina Rojas. She's the project manager for this particular project.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you. The Nan Inc. Temporary Workforce Housing Facility is a previously approved housing facility currently under operation. It is operated by the Nan Inc. Construction company, which is located, which is based in both Hawaii and Guam. Currently, there are 38 occupants out of, I believe, the 84 occupancy count that was previously approved by the commission. We are here because to adhere with the requirement for the annual reports. We would like to walk back when the facility first opened. They had some birthing pains, and we coordinated with the mayor of the village, Mongmong-Toto-Maite, because there were issues with trash and access and all that. But we were able to control that. What happened was that neighbors were using their trash facilities, and neighbors were using their lawn and fence for parking and all that. But that's all worked out now, and I'm happy to say and congratulate Nan Inc. for being industrious and working this out. The facility is very clean now. We don't have, or they don't have the problems anymore with trash. They can go dumping. What they've done is they've moved their trash bins and secured the trash bins. And it was quite a mess when that was happening. Happily, again, within the last year and a half, the facility is very, very well cleaned, very, very well maintained, and the mayor is very happy it's not a nuisance issue anymore. Just to update the commission members, the location of this facility, it was an existing apartment facility located behind or adjacent to just west of the Payless Market in Maite. And behind that building that houses AWN and a couple of other stores. It is accessed from Route 8 by Robert Street, of course, aptly named for the Robert family that was in there. And it is a concrete and CMU, reinforced CMU and concrete two-story facility, which is typhoon strength, wind strength compliant and seismic force compliant. So it is a very, very good safe facility for the folks that are working there. If you would look at the next slide, yeah. There you go. If you look at the typical sleeping quarters, we have photos of this. This is not what it looked like when they first opened, but this is the condition that it is now maintained. Again, we very happy to be working with Nan Inc because they maintained this very well. It's very clean, very efficient. Interviews with the occupants there indicate that they've had the problem with sanitation, with transportation, with the amenities that were required. Next slide, please. At the dining and indoor recreation area, you can see it's spacious enough for folks to do their ping pong, their board games, and then even up to sit to the side. And as you know, many of these folks are very mahalo for their families back home. So they have private space, couch space, and den space where they can sit there and communicate either by phone or by WhatsApp or text. This is a typical shower and restroom. There have been improvements made to modernize the appliances in the facilities and to fix up the general appearance of the showers in the facilities. And as you can see, they're very clean and well kept. These pictures were taken 4 months ago, 3 months ago. Okay, 3 or 4 months ago. So they're current. And again, the hallway and stairwells in conjunction with both the Guam Fire Department and the Department of Public Health. There were some changes made to modernize and bring the hallways and stairwells into compliance, which they are now. The outdoor recreational area, basically, most of these guys for outdoor recreation, like basketball and volleyball, they go to the main Nan Inc facility, which is just up the street in Giza. But for their personal and their on-site recreation, they do have a basketball court. They actually have they just actually installed a golf hitting net. And they're encouraging gardening, raised garden beds and potted gardens. And the guys that are there are actually pretty good at it. So in terms of clean outdoor recreational area, that's been provided, continues to be reached. The building exterior, I'm not sure. I remember if any of you folks were on the commission when it was first when the first application for temporary workforce housing was submitted. But the building required a lot of work, which was completed by Nan Inc. They've upgraded the fencing. They've upgraded the secure gate area. The gate area or the gate was very easily reached by the neighbors who needed to. As I mentioned earlier, who needed to dispose of their trash. And they felt very at home disposing their trash, not only in the bin, but around the bin and along the fence. But again, new security measures and new controls have been installed, implemented so that that's not really an issue anymore. As you can see, again, the purpose of this photo was to show you that the Nan Inc maintains the facility in a very, very clean and orderly manner. So Juice Masi for allowing us to present this. Nan Inc is a good neighbor. We're actually very impressed by the upgrades or the compliance smoothness that they've made for this facility. It was difficult. It was an existing apartment built in the 70s to 1970 or 1980 standards. And so it took a while to bring it to compliance, but we're very happy to announce that as far as we know, they're in full compliance, full facility, and there have been no untoward incidents that we need to report to the commission. So for that, we would request the commission consider renewing the workforce housing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Flores. Thank you for those very detailed updates. Greatly appreciated. And now turn it over to my colleagues to see if they have any questions. Thank you very much. I don't have any questions as well. I now turn the floor over to staff for their report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is the commission brief for application number 2020-51B, dated February 17, 2025. Nan Inc. is requesting for an annual renewal of a conditional use permit for the continued operation of its temporary workforce housing facility on lot 1130-2-10 in Maite. As approved by the commission on December 14, 2023, the TWHF is to consist of the modified former Mariana's Inn building to house up to 84 workers. The applicant submits elements of the approved TWHF that are functionally existing. The applicant also included a copy of their sanitary permit, photos of the complex, and submits that they are in the process of obtaining a dormitory permit. In conclusion, we find that the request package is in proper form and context and submitted to the commission for their action. Lastly, on to staff recommendation. In line with the above, we recommend a favorable commission review of the applicant's renewal request and updated site plan with the following conditions. Number one, that the applicant continues compliance to Section 2 of Public Law 36-2 as specified on the Department of Land Management's approval letter dated June 24, 2021. And number two, that pursuant to the approved TWH site plan and Section 61303, subsection B of Chapter 61, Title 21 GCA, any change in the site plan or increase of workers on the TWHF beyond the approved 84 workers shall be subject to the approval of the commission in accordance with the criteria set forth in subsections A and C of Section 61303, Chapter 61, Title 21 GCA. And this concludes the commission brief.
Thank you very much, Sunny. To my colleagues, do you have any questions for staff? Thank you very much. We don't have any questions for staff as well. I now open the floor for public comment. I don't see any movement. I'm going to close the segment for public comment. I take it now back to my colleagues to see if you have any questions.
Yes, no questions.
I do have one question because I noticed that we can't. Yeah, if the capacity goes beyond 84, or the desire is to go beyond the 84 workers capacity, we would have to come back to the commission. Is there any anticipation of that number to increase?
Yeah,
There is a request to increase the capacity from 84 to 120, and we will understand that we will have to go and which we will do. This was all in the process. Yeah, but the facility can accommodate up to 100.
Have any questions at this time? I'll go ahead and entertain a motion for action on application number 2020-51B.
I make a motion to approve application number 2020-51B based on Commission 3. February 17, 2025.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Flores. The motion is on the floor. Do I hear a second?
I second that motion.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Blas. Any discussion on this motion? There being none, all in favor of approving the motion to approve application number 2020-51B, please signify by saying aye, raising your right hand.
Aye.
Thank you very much. It is unanimous. The application is approved. Flores, Rojas, best wishes. Yes, and we'll see you back.
yes, we will. Madam Chair, may I ask the commission to indulge me with 45 seconds of my other hat?
Sure, we'll entertain a commercial.
Okay, thank you. The Maniagan Memorial Foundation, as you know, at the last hearing we had, we were proud to announce that the Maniagan concentration camp site was listed on the National Historic Register. It is totally official. We have the letters, we have the certifications, and we would like to thank the actually land management staff for assisting us over the years with that movement. And so now, based on that, the commissioners of many of the other villages are asking us if we can come and help them assist with that. So we will be thanking Land Management in advance for assisting us with the legal matters regarding the properties, and those include many of the more well-known places that have, significant events and activities that took place during World War II. So again, Commission and Cebu Smasi staffs, we welcome you to have that na iba ako.
So, to Director Borja, Subismasi, Director Borja, for your support. I think this all falls nicely, blends nicely with the outlook for, improving upon our overall tourism and making Guam, the entire island of Guam as the, cultural heritage historic destination that we need, and also with the designation with Management, that it opens up the doors to many other forms of funding, particularly, from your larger foundations. Yes, sir.
In addition to that, Madam Chair, very, very, very close to solving the access issue to private property now that we've got significant progress on that. That's very positive.
Thank you very much. I know this has been a strong, passionate labor of love, and so we want to extend our gratitude for all your efforts surrounding this and for helping out the other villages. Thank you. Yes, that. Swansea. Okay, I now turn the floor over to Mr. Borja for announcements or additional business for the commission.
Madam Chair, we of course received your draft letter concerning a possible task force law. And we just have three comments basically on the letter. And number one is that we would like to present the next meeting the executive initiatives that have been initiated relative to work minutes, applications, viewings, and final approvals on these applications. The next meeting, Chief Planner Planning to present some action that has not been completed. There has been since 2019, actually the executive order specifically set up to address the permit issue. Some people applying permit for not being processed at 90 by separate agencies. That went through a process with the committee headed up actually by Dr. Johnson and people from the engineering and architects, real estate developer, other professionals, engineer. And we recently made a presentation before the Contractors Association of the students. So there has been significant action on it, but conversely also one of the recommendations for that task force was a permitting software. And we have the money, we don't have the money to purchase that. However, it got tied up in procurement, and that procurement issue would have to be reissued. But there were some significant things that came out of it. One of them, of course, was that permitting software to allow staff of the different agencies to review and approve these applications on a concurrent basis. You put in your application and shout out to all the different agencies right away instead of the old. They were okay, we clearly care of land management and we'll take it to a public world, we'll take it to whatever agency. There are only two agencies that will departments that will not have the capability actually of clearing online. That would be the fire department and public health for those types of facilities that need those kinds of inspections. So we'd like to present what has happened so far. And it's not just land management, land commission across it. It involves to be able to move every day and allow the enforcement activities. And we work with the contractors as well as with real estate person, other people. We'll give them a chance and we'll make that presentation.
Absolutely. So we'll just pause on that letter and we'll extend to the department for that presentation. And then of course, if there's anything that needs to be embedded in a request relating to somehow facilitating the procurement. And I'm sure that our senators will appreciate the, any kind of technology that would streamline the government processes of approval. And certainly if, you've got the two agencies that are unable to extend their approvals, I guess, online or some, through that particular vehicle, what would it take for them to be able to accomplish that and perhaps that be part of the application? Yeah.
The other item that I want to report on, Madam Chair, is that for years since previous administration in the Office of Attorney General, based on direction from the Democratic the Commission, the Department has not been accepting application for signs. And we work with the village of his office and I brought it up to the Attorney General and talked to somebody who will have a strict direction.
Maybe signs off.
You know, it's big, that's where they're at, and, you know, and, we will base it ourselves on the town acceptance, because that was my previous, the general opinion. And there were, about 3 people, applicants, that came in to apply for, sign variance, to get signs on their properties and turn them around. And the basis of, our denial of acceptance of their application was that I'm not sure what year that he was, maybe a couple of days ago, a year at least.
I think it was, Mary Anderson.
Right, that's maybe what she was compared to. So we stopped accepting application, but of course, when we told the applicants that, you know, we're not accepting it based on this concern, they went up to the general, that gave the general a chance to issue their issue.
Madam Chair, if I might add our 2 cents. It will be interesting to see if in fact any of these sign applications actually make it to the commission in dialogue with some of the folks who have been seeking sign permits. We pointed out to them that it was our opinion that their application was in violation of the law. And their response was, well, that's nice, that's your opinion. But it's the Land Use Commission who is the decider, and you should give us the opportunity to make our presentation and let the decider decide. And in my long history in zoning, and I don't doubt that you all have a similar experience. I've never had a case in front of a commission where there was a staff report to deny. Those cases that don't ultimately make it all the way up to the, but you know, they're maybe if these folks are just bound and determined to speak their piece. Perhaps we'll see a case that comes forward with a staff recommendation to deny, and here's why the application is a violation of the law, and let folks say what they want to say, and you all are in the distinctive position of you know, being the ultimate decision maker on the application.
Madam Chair, we have a chief planner, Frank Knight here. I asked my short experience here with the Land Commission. I've never seen a staff report to deny. There is a standard language that protects the staff from presenting something which in their professional field may or may not, you know, adhere to the law, comply with the law, and right, what was that standard language that we use?
You know, I've been so long since we used it. You know, it's basically, you know, it's you know, it's basically our general statement that says, you know, it's in good form and context. We therefore present it to the commission, you know, with all our findings, and for the commission's decision. If our position, which is a recommendation of denial or disapproval, is in line with, the provisions of the law. It's kind of like, uh, being put in a position where, as the legal counsel said, where everybody knows that it's not really an appropriate because it does not meet the requirements of law. Yet the individual or the applicant saying, but it's the commission who decides. More in line saying, well, treating it like a court case where it's really the court who decides.
So, yeah, we shall see, if anybody,
There was only one other type of situation or application where the applicant or the potential applicant wanted to jump over the process and just present to the commission. Let the commission decide, but I don't think we application, just put in the agenda, here it is, commission, yay or nay. And that was the only other time, but that was not a signed application. That was another type of
This commission here, such types of.
I remember, and I have the short timer here compared to Frank. But I've never seen it where the commission thinks it over the process.
It should not lie on the agenda unless they come. The proper process. Okay, any other?
The third item is the confirmation hearing for nominee two. We was conducted, I think, about 2 weeks ago. And of course, that nomination is to the committee, and then the proper process that we need to report it out to the in the groups. The focus that we put it out in the groups, put it on the session agenda and invitation on the session. Right now, I understand, and I don't know if you but they're planning one session per month. Whereas, yeah, and how long that session lasts, I don't think matters. And then the other, there was another nominee that was sent down to the governor's office. That is building is that we is the name. I haven't seen the resume, but I got a listen that was sent down. The presentation that we had done at the time is higher. They March.
Yeah, we all explain.
So-
Chair, I hear you're expiring.
Yeah, so do we just wait for an email or?
Well, I'll find out from the local office down there, but with the other appointment letter, it shows your date like that, but I'm sure that I'll get the next step.
Because after March 24th, I'm not going to show up. Make sure the term expired.
And
Well,
we
actually,
have
Our
two
terms
more
expire
meetings,
too.
right, Frank, in March?
Yes, one on the 13th and the 27th, and the 27th of March. I know.
So, it's-
Yeah. So I like spending my Thursdays with the guys.
There you go.
So loaded. I remember the only other issue that I asked, commissioners, is the staff usually does, to look ahead on the meeting and see if they will come forward. And for Frank, for Frank, the staff member, he usually asks this, that we guys planning at all. Chief planners, contributors,
So when do you think our next meeting is?
Frank?
The 13th,
13th of March.
yes,
March 13th.
March 13th, and Yes, the 22nd. But the next one's March.
You know, the other thing I forgot to mention with the process, but it's in the next good section. Is, you know, if we get these applications before us, and also going to trade that we like is the chronological order. To see when the application was submitted and how long it's in process.
Well, there's one here, it's the 24th, or 2024.
Yeah, that one was the deadline.
Yeah,
Was that?
I think it's that. 10 months to get a.
Well, for that kind of project.
Yeah.
That's big, it is complicated, but, and, this particular one, about, you know, it's already done, I guess, with fast, but it adds a lot of. Applications.
Okay.
A lot of it, yes. But, a big projects go for, a big project, you know, it's, weeks or very, very, very.
I would imagine you rarely wait on us, right?
No,
Getting
no,
together.
no, we don't wait.
Right, you don't
I'd
have to.
say that most of the time it's the public hearing process.
Yes, I
And,
agree.
you know, that which is one of the items in your letter to the vice speaker. It is the public hearing process. And the senators down there may have, you know, they've heard from the government line of the public hearing process. But you also have other senators down there like that public notices what's happening. We don't want to delay anything, but we surely don't want to, you know, block that public notice.
Right.
Something or breaks.
Well, if there are no other announcements, no other comments, I want to extend gratitude to the staff, Mr. Borma, and you know, members of the commission. Mr. Miller, thank you so much for all the work, and also. Yes, sir. The next meeting is
Yes,
March.
for March 13th. We are tracking 2 applications.
Okay, 2
Yes,
applications.
yeah, they're also temporary workforce housing for black construction.
Oh,
And, you know, we will, I guess, would like to know if there will be a form, if the members here will be here.
I'll be here.
Oh, okay,
There will be a forum.
and Christina will be, okay. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Okay, if there are no other questions, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
Right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Vice Chair, yes, Loss, seconded by Commissioner Flores. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. This concludes. Thank you so much for those joining in. YouTube channel, and have a great rest of your day. Great.
Thank you.